podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Thaboxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe is right. I want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record for pay-per-view. Me.
My job. I know my job. I know my situation. I want to fight. That's my
WBC Production.
Fight is gonna be very difficult for both of us.
Thaboxingvoice.com.
Good morning, TBV, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs. Good morning to everyone tuned in, and if you're just joining our live stream, do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Why? Because it helps with the visibility of the show. Lets me and my co-hosts know that you enjoy what it is that we do day in and day out, Monday through Sunday. Today, this morning, we're back with some middleweight, or should I say super middleweight, or should I say light heavyweight. Where the hell is Canelo going? But we'll bring you all the details as Canelo is expected to drop his titles alongside the WBC that he has already relinquished. WBC has made him the franchise champion, therefore making Jamal Charlo the full WBC champion, and Canelo is expected to either fight Callum Smith at 168 or Sergey Kovalev at 175, but his campaign at 160 is said to be done? I don't know, but this is what we're going to be talking about. If you're interested, you know the number to call in, 1425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Now, don't forget, you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. That's NESTORGIBBS. We must be friends in order to be part of the conversation, but once you are my friend, you will be part of the conversation, my friend. Let me head on out to my co-host in Indiana, everybody's friend, Big Mike.
WBC Production.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it.
Thaboxingvoice.com.
So when I stop him, y'all gonna say he was too weak. On my mic. He stayed out for 47.
A man stand up for what he believe in, and when you stand up for what you believe in, you accept whatever consequences come behind it.
Thaboxingvoice.com.
Yo, good morning, everybody. I thought in TBV Universe back with another one. And I just want to be clear that this show right here is like total speculation. You know what I'm saying? I read the article from World Boxing News, and they didn't really have any sources, but they heard about the news about Kovalev and Callum Smith, and they seem to think that, well, not seem to think, this guy give his opinion about Canelo possibly leaving the titles at 160 and moving up to 168 and possibly further up to 175. So this is what we're here to talk about. And is it a good idea, bad idea? Can you still call Canelo a duck after all this? So we'll see. We'll talk about it and we'll chop it up.
I mean, take it away, because it's kind of difficult not to call him a duck, but I think I could defend him. I think I can defend him. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like he's faced all the boogeymen. Is Charlo considered a boogeyman in the division? Is Charlo on this level? You know, for a moment, we thought Jacobs was. He just didn't win versus Gennady or Canelo, you know. Can Jamal win versus a Gennady or a Canelo? You know, is Canelo avoiding him? Or is he avoiding Andrade, right? Is it Andrade that he is avoiding, who has a title, you know, who's on his network, who's been calling him out? Or is he avoiding Charlo? who was his mandatory, or never actually called as the mandatory, but was supposed to be his mandatory. Is Canelo ducking if he's somehow, Mike, you on the wrong Skype, champ. This guy's like the worst. Is Canelo ducking, when he's moving up? He's moving up, right? He's moving up to 75. He's going to try and face Callum Smith for a title. He's going to try and face Sergey Kovalev for another full light heavyweight title. Can it really be considered ducking? I mean, he was given franchise champion status because of these particular types of events. He puts on big events with big names in the sport. We haven't seen Jamal Charlo move up just for the sake of moving up for a big fight. Like, he isn't moving up to fight Caleb Plant for that title. He isn't moving up to fight David Benavidez, the perceived, badass at 68. But this is things that Canelo's been doing throughout his career. Moving up, moving down, depending on the fight. He's earned his status as franchise champion. Do I agree with what franchise champion stands for? Of course not. But I do get their reasons. Who else has done what Canelo's done? Who else has represented the WBC in the way that Canelo has? Who else has defended the belt more? Who else has unified it more? Who else has more accolades with that WBC title? But outside of that can we really call him a duck if he's fighting Sergey Kovalev, if he's fighting Callum Smith? I haven't seen anybody signing up to fight those guys outside of Anthony Yarde.
Yeah, I think you can really can consider him as a duck because a lot of people want to see him to fight Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo's been that guy in the division for like 14 months. Is number one interim champion, mandatory contender, whatever you want to call it. But it just seems like Canelo was picking and choosing how he goes up, who he goes up and fight. Kovalev been knocked out by Andre Ward and been knocked out by Aliter Alvarez. Came back against Alvarez and beat him. So cool. Callum Smith still kind of young, still kind of green. It seems like Canelo trying to get him kind of early if he does fight Callum Smith. So again, a guy's kind of green. So in my opinion, he's like picking.
So who's more dangerous?
A guy like Jamal Charlo is seasoned, ripe, in his prime. Both of them are 29. So I don't see what the problem would be by them two guys having a big fight.
So who's more dangerous in your eyes? Is it Jamal Charlo or Sergey Kovalev?
I believe Jamal Charlo because I believe you said it maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, that when we first talked about the story that Canelo, that Kovalev could be like a cherry pick or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Kovalev could be a cherry for Canelo because he is damaged. He is older. He is not. I don't think he's in his prime anymore, but I think Charlo is in his prime, young, strong, and ready to fight.
And who's more dangerous between Callum and Jamal Charlo? Because Callum is young, prime, big, strong, and ready to fight.
I think Jamal Charlo got a little bit more experience than Callum Smith. Callum's still kind of green. Hasn't fought. He fought some guy's name.
So you think that Julian Williams and Austin Trout are more experienced, accomplished, and better than George Groves?
Yeah. I think Julian Williams better than George Groves. I think Trout has a better career than George Groves. George Groves won his title off a Tyrone Zoic, you know what I'm saying? So he wasn't really that guy or never really heard of him. And then everybody says that when he fought James DeGale back in the day, he really lost that fight. So I don't know how good George Groves was, but what I've seen of him, I wasn't writing home about George Groves. And I was the one who picked Chris Eubank to beat George Groves.
What?
I was the one who picked Chris Eubank Jr. to beat George Groves, which I was wrong, but I still picked it.
Yeah, I mean, I have to disagree. Groves is more accomplished than Jamal Charlo and more accomplished than Austin Trout. If I'm not mistaken in the chat, please help me out. Groves has captured titles in 2 different divisions.
Only one.
At 60 as well, bro. No?
No, he didn't.
Oh, he started at 68. What the hell? I'm
Man.
all wrong about that. All right, so he's got that 1 title, but he was considered the man in that division. He was the super champ in the WBA, and he was the winner of the World Boxing Super Series, was it not? Wasn't it a tournament he was in, Mike?
Yeah, he was in the tournament.
Yeah, so, he kind of is just like Andre Ward. He kind of made himself the man by winning the tournament, right?
Nah, not in my opinion, man, because the best guys won that.
He's also faced way tougher competition. Like, I mean, dude, he was in there. You can make that face all you want, but, you also have been admittedly saying you just started 3 years ago. Like, he fought DeGale when he was 11.
And there's
He's fought 11. He's fought James DeGale when he was 11-0. He fought the fucking road warrior Glenn Johnson. He fought Paul Smith, common opponent with Andre Ward. He fought the guy you brought up, Carl Froch, twice. Dennis Douglas, Badu Jack, Martin Murray, Chudnoff, Jamie Cox, Chris Eubank Jr., and Callum Smith. Nah, bruh. Nah. Just look, all right. Jamal's biggest wins are Julian Williams and Austin Trout. Secondary wins, Matt Korobov, which is controversial. And give me another secondary win.
Coming opponent with Selecki Centennial.
Good one. Yes, because he bounced back semi-well. So we got 2 high-level wins. And now the Austin Trout one is kind of, how it's getting. It's starting to, disintegrate as time goes by because Austin keeps losing. But we got Julian Williams, we got Austin Trout, then we got Centennial, and we got Korobov as secondary wins. So for George Groves, we got Chris Eubank, we got Martin Murray, we got Douglin, we got, you might be right. I can't be a liar. I got to be consistent. You might be right. I think I like Jamal's bigger wins over George Groves. I mean,
and George Groves did not win the tournament.
Definitely Williams bouncing back and becoming unified trumps the Eubank win because Eubank has only been, champion at a very strategic level. But he does have the DeGale win. But I'm a hardcore boxing fan. I also thought that Groves lost that fight. So it depends on who you are, right? Like, you can give him more credit than Charlo for beating DeGale than watching DeGale come back and be your champion in multiple divisions. So that win for Groves is big. And if you don't want to put it past the Williams win, which it's arguable, that's both their, biggest win. Then their secondary win, Charlo has the Austin and Groves has the Fedor Chudnoff or the Martin Murray. So Charlo, you might be right. Charlo's still winning in wins, but not in resume, Mike. Like, you got to give Groves credit for being in there with Badu Jack. That's testing himself. Like, has Charlo been in there with a Badu Jack? Has Charlo been in there with a Carl Froch? Has Charlo even been in there with a guy like Martin Murray that's durable, ain't getting knocked out? Like, he ain't getting knocked out. I mean, I think Gennady knocked him out, though.
I'm just looking at, like, Austin Trout, man. You guys made all this hoopla about Austin Trout back in the day after he beat Canelo and did that, and Jamal Charlo beat him. Who has George Groves really beat? Lost against my nigga DeGale. Lost against motherfucking Badu Jack. Lost against lost. I'm almost against everybody. When he finally got his world title was when 2017, the end of 20 or the beginning of 2018, somewhere around there. Then he defended it once. Well, not twice, because he beat Jamie Cox and beat Chris Eubank, and then got to somebody who was a natural 168 and got stopped.
Yeah,
so,
but he had a good fight, with Carl Froch, which merited the rematch. I mean, he was knocked out. Like, all I'm saying is he's got to get credit for those fights. The same way we give other losers credits for going in a tough fight. Like Diego Chavez, he got credit and cachet when he fought Thurman.
And
you
honestly,
can't just discredit George Groves' 2 historical fights with over 80,000 people versus Carl Froch because he lost. He did that. He
There's
did
only
that.
one fight that had 80,000. The first fight was at the O2 Arena.
And how many did there?
O2 holds like around 20,000.
All right. Well, that's the point. The first one was big enough to draw 80 to the second. So he's got to get credit. You can't just say, oh, he lost both times. Like, he ain't had nothing to do with that. And Dennis Douglas has also been able to bounce back, and he's got that win. And then he went in there and tested himself with Badu Jack. I'm just saying, I don't really want to write him off when he's faced guys like Chris Eubank would be a great test for Jamal Charlo, would it not? You don't like that?
Personally, no, but I think it would be a good test for like both guys.
What you mean, both guys?
I think it'd be a good test for both guys if they were to fight each other. But do I like it? Personally, nah.
Wow. I mean, you're such a big fan of Eubank. How do you not like Eubank Charlo now?
I've been telling you, I'm a big fan of Charlo and Eubank. Why would I want to see two fighters that I really like fight each other?
I don't know, because of the style matchup, the fact that Charlo's a counterpuncher and a boxer, long jab user, and then you got Eubank, who's a fight maker, right? He's here to make the fight. He's throwing bolos. He's throwing punches at you. He's coming forward.
As much as I like Eubank, and I really do, he's just not on the level, in my opinion, of a Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo is a damn good boxer, and if Eubank goes in there and try to outbox or a firefight with Jamal Charlo, he might end up getting stopped. I really think Jamal Charlo is the best at 160 and maybe one of the best fighters in the sport. So, but as far as George Groves, I mean, he's cool and all, but I really don't have him in that high of regard. But when it comes to the resume again, like Callum Smith, he's cool, you know what I'm saying? But I just think that Canelo's smart. He's trying to do what Floyd Mayweather did to him, try to get him early, you know what I'm saying? So as that young man career progresses and he starts to beat more and more notable guys, then Canelo can always go back and say, yeah, I beat him. But a guy like Jamal Charlo, man, somebody who's going to give you a fight, somebody who's in his prime like you are in your prime, somebody who's the same age as you. I don't understand why we're not getting this fight. I know franchise champion, I know all that stuff. You've been elevated and you're talking about moving up, but there's a big fight for you right there if you're not trying to fight Gennady, if you're not trying to fight Demetrius Andrade. I mean, there's still fights at the middleweight division, but if you are to relinquish those titles like that article said, then I guess I can't be mad if you're moving up.
Yo, I'm still stuck on this debate, but I'm going to let it go, see what the public says. Wow. I'm just trying to see, like, I don't understand how everything, like, I'm going back, and it's true. It's just like, he got some secondary wins, though. You know, Cornelius Bundridge is another little secondary win. Korobov and Centennial, good secondary wins. But
did he fight Vanez or was that a Jamal?
Nah, that was Jamal. But his two biggest wins, bottom line, are Austin Trout and Julian Williams, and those were at 54, dog. To say that Canelo's ducking you because you beat up Jorge Sebastian Highland, Hugo Centennial, who moved up, Matt Korobov, that is controversial, and Brandon Adams, who's moving up, you ain't got no case to say you ducking. You ain't got no case. I don't care.
Yeah, I got a case to say I'm the number one guy in the division, and they actually gave me a belt.
You're not the number one. You're not the number one. You're not the mandatory, though. They didn't call it yet.
Bro, they gave me a belt for me not to fight you.
No,
I can say you ducked me, nigga.
No. They didn't give him a belt not to fight him. That's not what happened. Truth be told, we went through the reasons. I mean, maybe if you don't like him, that's different. But
You can call it what you want to, reasons or excuses or whatever, but they set up roadblocks for Jamal Charlo not to get the fight with Canelo. You said it yourself. You took this guy biggest fight in his career. You took his dream. Now you want to change it?
yeah, no. Listen, and it's the same, but it ain't nobody's fault. It ain't nobody's fault but your own, Mike. That's just it. Look at Kovalev's resume and look at this guy's. You know, he's picking more accomplished people. It's just that. You know, George Groves wasn't the winner of the tournament. It was Callum Smith. Callum Smith got the Muhammad Ali trophy. He was awarded the WBA super belt. And like you said, and we discussed yesterday, WBC allowed him to go in with the diamond belt. So, I don't know. You know, Charlo's an interim. I mean, Callum is a diamond and a WBA super. Not the regular that Canelo beat Fielding for, you know? And Kovalev, we know what he is. He's a multiple-time champion. Even after being knocked out by Andre Ward, he came back and won titles. Then he lost them and came back, and he's 3-time, matter of fact. Damn, I ain't even peeped that. 3-time. He's 3-time champion in that 175-pound division, bro. Or did he move up once already? Did he move up from 68 to 75? I don't even remember. No, I think Ward moved up to him. Yeah, he was already at 75. I don't know. Let's open up the lines, whatever. You know, I don't want to go back and forth. You obviously feel how you feel, and I feel how I feel. Let's see what the people think about this. Is it a duck? Is it a duck? Let's go out to the sponsors and then to the callers.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Going out to Autumn on Skype. Talk to me.
Is it me?
That's what your, I mean, what's your
So.
username?
Hi. Name's Atum. My thing with this dude is, please tell me who the fuck Charlo has fought at 160 pounds. Go ahead. Top 5 fighter who's an accomplished fighter. Canelo's going to move up to fight Callum Smith, who's a multi-time champion with more belts, more accomplished belts and stuff. Going to fight Sergey Kovalev, multi-time, 3-time champion, as you stated. A much bigger fighter, more skilled and stuff, a gold medalist. How's it a duck?
Same reason it's a motherfucking duck. If I tell you, hey, whatever your name is, I got to fight for you with a guy in your division. And you tell me, nah, this guy's been waiting 14, 15 months on you. Been waiting on you. Not nobody else been waiting on you because we know what the big fight was. Now you want to tell me, nah, bro, you know what? I'm going to go up there and fight this older dude at 175. Or you know what? I'm going to go fight this guy who doesn't really have a whole lot of experience at 168.
So we're just going to act like this dude isn't fighting much better opposition in the time. 15 months, he fought Triple G and Daniel Jacobs, much better fighters at 160 pounds. What are you talking about?
Okay. If that's the case, then take Charlo out. If
he was never called as a
Danny Jacobs is a much better fighter, go take out Charlo. Easy
he
work,
was
right?
not the best fighter. He had just moved up to 160 pounds. He was the 154 champion.
Fucking protected and shit.
What are you talking about? He was the 154 champion who moved up to 160 pounds. He wasn't even called as a mandatory position. Canelo was out here fighting.
He had an interim belt, my nigga.
How's that a duck?
Just like Dylan White about to get. So you don't want Dylan White to fight Wilder? You want Wilder to go fight somebody else?
Was it mandatory call? I would rather see Wilder Ortiz than see White fight him. I'd rather see Fury fight.
Cut it. Yo, Atum, you brought the pain to my word is born. And you got a super valid point, man. Bottom fucking line, it don't matter how good y'all think Charlo is, what'd he do at 160? How is Canelo ducking you when he fought Daniel Jacobs and Gennady Golovkin and Rocky Fielding at 168 and you fought?
How can I do something at the weight with niggas
that's Mike. Damn, you got mad background noise, Chan. I thought you was on Skype with the other dudes.
Triple G don't want anyone to fight me. Canelo don't want to fight me, but I ain't done nothing though. I'm trying to prove myself, but these niggas scared to get in the motherfucking ring.
How you proving yourself?
Get your ass in the motherfucking ring.
Mike, how you proving yourself by fighting a dude with one leg?
I'm trying to prove myself.
Mike, let me finish. I let you finish. I let you finish.
Mandated.
Oh, you mad? You triggered? Are you triggered? Because I let you finish, Chan. Why you got to cut me off to make your point?
You been cutting me off, nigga, for about 2 weeks now. What you talking about, nigga? Let me finish. Come on, bro.
So you beat a dude with one leg. Then you beat a 54-pounder at 60. Then you beat an old dude in Korobov, which is controversial. Now you're going back down to 54. Like, how am I ducking you when you don't have a legitimate 160-pound win? What's his legitimate win?
He can't get one because guys are scared to get in the ring with him. Triple G was mandated, say he didn't want it. Canelo just been franchise champion. Now talking about moving up. When we all know that's fight we've been asking about. I've been asking Mauricio Superman what they gonna do about the Charlo thing 2 or 3 times now, and we see what they done.
So, Mike, do you recall anyone else in a similar situation as Charlo before in this very same division? And do you know what they did? How did they come from underneath that hole?
The only similar situation that I can think of is in a whole nother division.
Nope. Once upon a time, Gennady Golovkin was Jamal Charlo, if you didn't know. Once upon a time, he was fighting cans that the hardcore fans called cans. Once upon a time, he was calling out Canelo, and Canelo said he didn't fight anybody. Miguel Cotto did an interview with me saying he didn't fight anybody, and I almost got kicked out the press conference because I said, how you going to tell me he ain't fight nobody when you about to fight the dude he knocked out? Okay? So being ducked or avoided because you ain't fighting nobody, that's part of boxing. You got to fight somebody. Eventually, Triple G faced people, and the public demanded it. But since you're banging the drum so much, I would like you to tell me, do you think that Jamal Charlo and the demand for him to fight Canelo is as big as the demand for Gennady Golovkin and Canelo to fight each other? You know, remember that Canelo and Gennady got in each other's rings. Like, the public at least knows who both men are.
I don't really think that's fair because both guys were promoted by HBO, and we all know HBO was trying to make that fight for the longest. So, of course, the fans are going to know who both guys are when HBO does a great job at producing content for both guys. But I want to go to a super chat real quick. So Liam Smith was more deserving than Jamal Charlo. So
Jamal,
let me finish.
Jamal was at 60. No. I'm not cutting you off. I'm not cutting you off.
Can't get nothing now because when you come with that heat, niggas always got something to say. Go ahead.
What you mean? Didn't you just read a super chat?
No, I did not. I didn't even start. Nigga. I said Liam Smith. You coming?
No. You asked me a question. You said, so you saying Liam Smith is more deserving than Jamal Charlo?
Finish my statement too.
And all I was gonna do was correct you because you're infecting the minds of the casual listeners that are listening by giving them false information.
Because I'm telling the truth.
So, Mike,
y'all
are you sure you're telling the truth, Mike?
Yeah, I'm telling the truth.
Okay, so then, unfortunately, Mike doesn't even know, the difference between a lie and the truth. Jamal Charlo is a 160-pounder. And when Liam and Canelo fought, Jamal was a 160-pounder. The only, Mike.
He was not.
The only
You're lying
person,
again. He was not.
We just did it yesterday, Mike. It was
not
only Jamal.
a 150-pounder when Canelo fought Liam Smith. Okay. They fought at 155, at 154, actually for Liam Smith's title. And at that time, Jamal Charlo was an IBF champion, bro.
Pulling it up.
I thought you knew boxing.
Pulling it up for you, Mike.
I don't gotta pull it up. That's off top of the head.
Ooh.
Chat from Nazir King. Fighting Liam Smith, Rocky Fielding, Julio Cesar Chavez, embarrassing their dad's name. And we saying he's not ducking Charlo. I'm upset. Drake voice. Shout out to motherfucking Nazir King, keeping it all the way 100.
So,
have you found it yet?
Canelo fought Liam in 2016, September 17th. Jamal fought Austin Trout and Julian Williams in 2016. So he became champ when he fought Trout, right? Or was he already champ? No, he was already champ because he beat
Bundridge.
Yeah, he beat Bundridge. So what was this? A unification? Let me see. WBA.
No, people were calling Jamal a duck because they thought he was going up to 160 without fighting Julian Williams. And what he do in October? Fought Julian Williams.
Yeah, no, not what is this? 12-10. He fought him in December.
Or December, that's even better.
He fought him in December. So again, let me go back here. Let me take a call. Let me go to H Money because I don't want to be keeping people waiting while I'm Googling. We're going out to Boomerang. Oh, actually, we got Mastermind, right? Joseph. Shit, that isn't Joseph. Wait a minute. Oh, there it goes. Joseph in Texas, talk to me.
So Charlo never got the chance to fight nobody, but wasn't it over a year ago that him and Danny Jacobs had that face-off? Why didn't Charlo ever go after Danny Jacobs if he couldn't get the other two?
Danny was going after Canelo, bro. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Are you serious?
They were busy. Canelo and Triple G were busy.
Eddie Hearn made it to where he knew Danny Jacobs was going to go get Canelo.
And don't cut my call, man. Don't cut my call. I've heard enough of your garbage. Secondly, when he fought Liam Smith and Chavez, who was pushing for Canelo versus Charlo? I'll wait. Charlos were nobody. Thirdly, weight classes matter. So you're telling me going up to 168 or even 175 is not dangerous? What's the last thing to go on a fighter? Power.
And he started his career at like 140.
Well, he was a teenager, so I'm not even going to give credit there. I'm gonna say he's a natural 154. But not only that, number 4, who's the fighter that they said Canelo's ducking that he didn't fight yet? They're 29. They're going to the prime.
Bro, hold on. Don't give me that teenager shit. He fought. No. Don't give me that teenager shit. He fought Miguel Puppet Vasquez, who's about to fight O'Hara Davis today. He fought him in his 3rd fight as a fucking teenager. So respect Canelo. He been having names on his resume. Mike just don't know shit about
but he was 15,
boxing.
Man. Exactly. But look, and there's another thing.
Y'all niggas
everybody
living in the
that
past
they
and shit.
say
What are you
Canelo was afraid to fight.
trying to get a good fight right now?
Who has he not fought?
Yo, he said we living in the past. My man, Triple G is better than everything on Charlo's resume. Who the fuck is you? What are you talking about, bruh?
Why Triple G
and Laura's better than anything on his resume.
Why he didn't want to fight Charlo?
Because he won a fucking trilogy.
Mandatory.
Because he won a trilogy.
If he's so much better than him, fight him.
Because he won a trilogy, Mike. Because he won a trilogy. Why you ain't calling out nobody else? Because you want revenge.
Charlo's biggest win.
Hey, Mike. Why you not calling out the Canadian dude?
It's pathetic. It's fucking insulting the sport when you let guys go up and fucking fight whoever they want to fight when it's a perfectly good fucking match in their division. Somebody who got in his fucking weight in his sanctioned body to fight him.
Anybody at 47, was that pathetic?
Protect.
When he went up to fight Cotto at 154, was that pathetic instead of fighting anybody else at 47?
We talking about right now. Fight Charlo right now. Y'all want to live in the motherfucking past because lifetime achievement award shit. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
Fight right now.
No, that is part of boxing, Mike. That's part of boxing. How you gonna say time achievement award?
Nigga, keep protecting, nigga. Keep protecting, homie. Do what you do.
Who's saying they're not gonna fight? Who has Canelo not fought that they said he wasn't gonna fight? He's fought them all. It's gonna happen, bro.
It's only gonna happen, Joseph, when the public demand it, and they have not been demanding it. They have not been demanding it.
And what did I say the other day?
Has PBC
Charlo's got to go get in that press conference?
Has PBC even put out like imagery on their social media the way they do with, at least they do with Terrence Crawford? Keep it real, Mike. I'm talking to you. His call is over. We know in the welterweight division they put out like, oh, who you want Keith to face, and they'll put Crawford's face there. It's vice versa for Earl. They'll put Crawford's face there. They don't ignore it.
True. Yeah, true. Sure.
The hate in his blood.
It's not even hate, bro. It
is hate.
I'm fed up with the fucking sport, bro. Like you guys sit here and say people are ducking and all this, you know what I'm saying? But you guys come on and y'all contradict yourself all the fucking time. When AJ fan was out here calling him protectors and shit, what are you guys doing for Canelo? What are you guys doing for Canelo? Canelo can go up and fight anybody he wants to. Go to a whole nother division.
Who was AJ being protected from, Mike? You got to tell the whole story.
Because niggas don't want to hear it.
Tell the whole story, though. Who was AJ being protected from? Tell the whole story. Who was he being protected from? An accomplished champion that the world was demanding to fight? You know? You're saying that we're protecting Canelo from a dude that fought who exactly?
If he's so bad and he ain't done shit, get him out the way. If that's how y'all feel, get him out the way. But
then,
why y'all don't want to do that?
Yes.
Because it's not big enough for Canelo and it's more dangerous than a fight with Kovalev and Callum Smith. That's why y'all don't want to do that.
I don't know about that. I don't know about
that.
You
were on the show calling Kovalev a fucking cherry. You called him a fucking cherry.
He is.
Callum Smith ain't got no kind of experience yet, bro.
He is a cherry. He is a cherry, but I was specific. Don't try to use my words out of context. I told you he was a cherry because in the eyes of Canelo, he's vulnerable. He's been knocked out. And in the eyes of Canelo, he's older. When you're putting the two against each other, this guy has some holes in him. But that doesn't take away what he's done in the division. He is a knockout artist. That's what he does. He's knocked out high-level fighters. This ain't like, oh, he was knocking people out on the come-up and then stop. He's still a knockout puncher. He's still a big puncher. He's still a threat. He's a 3-time champion. You acting as if I said he's a cherry because he's faded. What you mean two? Didn't he win in 3? He lost to he won the titles, right? Then he lost them to Ward. Then he won them back. Then he lost them to Elderly Alvarez. Then he won them back. So put some respect on his name. Put some respect on his name. You talking about a dude that faced all styles. All styles. I hear you. I hear you. But you know what he done that Jamal hasn't? He's faced.
Get an opportunity at a big fight? Absolutely right.
And whose fault is that? Let me tell you something, right? Islandri Lara was with Al Heyman and still is with Al Heyman. But he was with Al Heyman when he wanted that Canelo fight. And he made it happen. He was on
Goldberg, right, too, right?
No.
He was on Goldberg either?
I don't think so, no.
You might want to look that up on me.
I don't think so, no. I don't think so. But he forced that fight. He forced that fight by doing what? Going to the press conference, calling out Canelo, grabbing the fucking mic, getting behind the podium at Canelo's press conference. Just like Gennady. Gennady wanted the fight. He didn't get it. And he was doing the same thing Charlo's doing, fighting cans. But he kept fighting. He kept fighting. Eventually, he got in the ring. And he made Canelo's public aware of him. And that's how you got to do it, bro. Like, I've never even seen like the Jamal should be fighting Canelo headlines. Like, I haven't seen there's more people wanting the Triple G versus Canelo rematch than the Jamal Canelo fight. Let's just be real. Matter of fact, one is still pay-per-view. Is Jamal pay-per-view with Canelo?
Triple G and Canelo not pay-per-view, but they're both on the zone.
Michael, we understand that because of the network they on, but were they not pay-per-view worthy?
Like I know, anybody who does a fight with Canelo is going to be pay-per-view, but not on the zone.
Was Rocky Fielding? Oh, no, that was the first DAZN fight. I don't think so because I know Canelo done some James Kirkland straight HBO fights, bro.
I guess. Fine. Yep. James Kirkland.
Yeah. No, and I think there's some more. Let me see. I got his resume pulled up. So Jacobs was DAZN. Fielding was DAZN. Gennady Golovkin, pay-per-view. Gennady Golovkin, again, that should have been pay-per-view. Chavez, pay-per-view. Liam Smith, pay-per-view. Khan, pay-per-view. Cotto, pay-per-view. Kirkland, no pay-per-view. Lara, no pay-per-view. Alfredo Angulo, no pay-per-view. Mayweather, pay-per-view. Austin Trout, I don't think was pay-per-view. I'm not sure. It's getting a little dark there. Josecito Lopez, doubt it. It was supposed to be Victor Ortiz, but he lost to Lopez. And Mosley was co-main split site, non-pay-per-view. Yeah, nah, man. But damn, they gave him that bag. Look at that shit. That was a pay-per-view resume. Cotto, Khan, Liam, Julio, Gennady. That's a lot. We went to H Money? No, we went to
Nope.
No, we went to Joseph the Mastermind. Let's head on out to Boomeranga, right? Let me make sure I don't got RMV hasn't called in. No. Let's do it.
Boxingvoice.com.
It's money to shit. Working that wrist. Ballin' like Swiss. Diamonds wet like a fish. Pull up with them sticks. Come fuck with the clique. We fucked on your bitch. She sucking the dick. I'm whipping the work.
Going on, it's your boy H Money, Mr. Dazn, the Boxing Voice 2019 Rookie of the Year, and I can't wait for Border Wars. I got 4 fights made already in 2 weeks, Ness. Less than 2 weeks. Let's talk about Jordan Baker versus Boxing Therapy. Signed, sealed, delivered. What about Greg Morgan, the new signing against Robert Bonilla at 185? Joseph Rodriguez versus Santiago. And I got Jimmy versus Matt. The only 2 fighters that don't have a fight, Ness, that's you and Anthony Edwards. The 2 best fighters in Border Wars. You guys can't find a fight. You guys are champions. You know what I mean? I feel like we gonna make it happen, and I just gotta be patient. But I'm doing my job the best I can do it. I'm trying to be like Eddie Hearn, Ness. And just to talk about the topic, Ness, you always told us that Canelo had the best resume. He fought Triple G, the Boogeyman, back-to-back. Floyd Mayweather, Miguel Cotto, Shane Mosley, Iris Landy Lara. Rocky Fielding moving up in weight against Liam Smith, and Canelo is the cash cow, Ness. And I would never disrespect Canelo. You know what I mean? Mike is all respect, Mike. You know I love you like a brother, but Canelo is the cash cow, and he is pound for pound number 1, Ness. I mean, I'm just speaking facts. And Charlo, from what I'm seeing, is like Charlo is really clout chasing right now. He's using Canelo's name to be relevant. If it wasn't for Canelo's name, nobody would know Charlo. And still to this day, nobody knows Charlo, man. He ain't made $1 million a fight yet.
Nigga ain't even brought up Canelo name. He ain't say shit disparaging.
He does every interview. Charlo saying Canelo name. Tell him keep that same energy with Demetrius Andrade. Keep that same energy with Demetrius Andrade. Tell him to fight Andrade then. Tell him to come to the zone where the champion's at. Tell him to stop ducking the smoke. Tell him to stop ducking all the competition. Who he fighting? Uber drivers? He fighting Uber drivers like Adrian Broner. What's up?
Move up. So there you go.
What's up with Tony Harrison smashing Charlo? What's up with the last fight? Charlo last fight, that Russian beat his ass. What about that? Charlo, step your fucking game up. Charlo, step your game up. Stop fighting Uber drivers and cab drivers, man. What's up, this boxing? I'm here for boxing. What's up, Canelo? Mexico, bro. He got the fan base. What's up, Oscar De La Hoya? Golden Boy Promotions, bro.
Goddamn me, how much he can sell and cash cow. We ain't talking about fighting at all. I want to see good fights, man. I want to see Charlo, Canelo.
Who is Charlo? Why Charlo don't fight Demetrius Andrade? What's up with Andrade, bro? You ain't say nothing about Andrade. What's up with Andrade, bro?
Why Canelo not fighting Andrade?
No, I'm talking about Charlo. Why he won't fight Andrade?
I'm asking you a question. They on the same network, WBO title, undisputed. Why Canelo ain't fighting fucking Andrade?
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Nobody said it ain't gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen. But what about Daniel Jacobs? Why Charlo duck Daniel Jacobs? Charlo ducking Jacobs.
You cool with that?
Charlo ducking everybody, bro. Charlo ain't shit, bro. Who he beat? Who Charlo beat? Austin Trout? Canelo dropped Austin Trout.
Get in the ring with him. Get Andre in the ring with him.
H Money, I got him. I got you, Mike. Mike, turn your camera on. Don't try to run from me. Fuck you at?
Run from you, my nigga.
Fuck you at then. Why you got your camera off? Why you fucking got your camera off? We don't see you. We don't see you. All the crowd see a big ass Skype sign, you ducker.
What up?
Where you at? Where you at?
I ain't Canelo,
Yo, let me tell you something. Right? It's funny how karma works.
I bet 5 he bring up Terrence Crawford. Go ahead.
You lost, so PayPal me. Yo, listen. Yo, karma's a motherfucker. Remember I told you that I changed my life because of karma, right? I told you that. H Money reminded me. Karma is hitting the Charlos. They gonna hate me for this. Damn. We lost them, Mike. We lost them. Yo, B. Andre been begging for the shot. Let me tell you what you don't know. He been begging for the shot at either Charlo. They signed for the fight, right? Espinosa signed for the fight. Heyman was gonna make it, and Andre did some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Rock Money came back, doored him. Yo, 500,000. Come on, fuck that fight. Come on. He was like, all right, fuck it. I'm with Banner. I'm with Star. Fuck it, yo, fuck it. Let's do it. Shit ends up not coming through. That check ain't got no funds. Charlo backs out the fight. Well, actually, Andre had to back out the fight. Charlos with an S, now are like, fuck you. You played us. We signed to fight you. You ain't want it. You pulled out. You whack. Fuck you. You broke. Okay? That's what they told him. So then he shows up at the press conference years later, months later, I don't know. Andre does. Same thing I'm telling Charlo to do. Same thing Islandri Laura did. Same thing Clubber Lang did, okay? Because this how you get a fucking fight. Same thing Mosley did to Floyd, okay? I'm not talking bullshit. I'm just talking facts. When the playboy of the division don't want you, you stalk them. A la Shannon Briggs. Hey, where you go, champ, I go, champ. Let's go, champ. So let's have the same energy, okay? So now the Charlos took the high road. They the playboys now because they were Heyman. They got the contracts now, and they profile rose. So they telling Andre, you broke. We ain't fighting you. You ain't nobody. Go fight somebody. You broke. You had your chance. That's what they told him. So now why isn't that energy the same with Canelo? You ain't fight nobody. I'm in the driver. One second. I'm in the driver's seat. I'm the A side, so I get to pick you the same way Charlos get to pick Andre. Go ahead.
It's gonna be easy. Did Charlo sign to fight Canelo, then pull out?
No.
Andre signed to fight Charlos, then pulled out, right?
Absolutely.
So why the fuck would I give you another opportunity, nigga? When apparently you thought you had that big money, right? You thought you was that guy, and you ain't gotta fight me. But now it shit turn around. Oh, you ain't had what you thought you had, homie. Oh, now you want to come back and fight me now? Bro, get the fuck out of here, nigga. Go get a belt. Then I'll fight you.
Okay.
Charlo never signed to fight Canelo. He never put out of any fight. Now, if Charlo was to fight Canelo and he had pulled out, then I ain't got nothing to say. But he did not do that. So to try to compare that is like, I'm not really going with it, homie.
Okay, so are you saying that Charlos are supposed to hold the grudge on Andre forever? When does he get an opportunity? Because you said go get a belt. He got one. And listen, he got a belt. He got a belt. Okay,
and Charlo just got his belt. He just got his belt. So after he beat Brandon Adams, hopefully, I will be a fan of that fight, Andre and Charlo unification fight. For if Canelo's not available, I will be more than happy to see that fight. I'm down with it.
So now all I'm saying is your energy isn't the same. And it is very obvious that not one, but both Charlos. Because Andre isn't just calling out one. He's called out both. And you telling me both guys have the right to say you fucked us over because you was going to fight one brother. You pulled out of one fight with one brother. You fucked us over as a team. So we both ain't going to fight you. And you calling us both out. You talking about both of us on social media. You talking about how we dress, how we act. You on videos disrespecting us. Unlike Canelo, unlike Charlo to Canelo. Again, there's no real drama to force Canelo to fight. There's drama between Andre. And Andre isn't broke anymore. So all that, you broke, you thought you had money, you need money. No, he's not broke anymore. He's got a belt, and he's someone in the division.
Since motherfucker Andre has signed with goddamn Dazn, and he, like you said, ain't broke no more, so he ain't called out Charlo's no more. How many times have Andre mentioned the fucking Charlo's name?
Nah, I'm going to be honest. I don't think he's mentioned it. He's been consistent with Canelo because he knows where he's at.
Exactly. Just like Jamal. Just like Jamal. It's kind of funny.
It ain't just like Jamal because Canelo's over there. Remember?
Like I said, just like Jamal. It's kind of funny when how you ain't got nothing, you want that fight. But then when you start getting a little money, getting a little buzz, you ain't bringing them same guys' name up no more. You ain't bringing them guys' name up no more. Ever since you won that belt, you ain't mentioned fucking Charlo's name. Come on, dog. Keep the same energy, man.
He's mentioning the same name Jamal's mentioning, except he's on the right side of the street. And you disrespecting Andre for not mentioning Jamal, who's on the wrong side of the street. But it's okay for Jamal, who's on the wrong side of the street, to mention Canelo, a fight that he knows he can't get?
He was in the mandatory, bro. Like you told me, my nigga. You said, man, Al's gonna play this how when the WBC called it mandatory is going to purse bid. You told me that, man. You played me. You gave me that knowledge.
Yeah.
So why would I not wait and call that guy out?
What you mean? Why would you not wait? You being who? Jamal?
Me being Jamal. I mean, yeah, Jamal. Why would I not wait for them to call it the mandatory and keep on calling Canelo out when I know I'm in the sanction body for Canelo's belt?
So you saying because you're highly ranked, you don't need to say Canelo's name?
Nah.
Well, that's why you ain't get the fight.
I guess.
Not you guess. We see. He's been elevated, and the other one's been elevated.
He's been elevated. He got help.
You said what?
He's been elevated. He got help.
Yeah, help by beating at least 5 people better than Jamal Charlo.
If you say so.
I mean, is Miguel Cotto not a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yes, but do you think Miguel Cotto would have beat Charlo when Charlo was at 154?
It depends what Miguel Cotto you're talking about.
Exactly. I mean, it was the same Miguel Cotto that fought Canelo. I give Charlo a damn good chance.
If it's the same Canelo that fought, if it's the same Cotto that fought Canelo, absolutely, he probably beats Charlo because people had Cotto winning that fight. Remember, Cotto stormed out of the ring that fight.
People had Cotto winning that fight?
Yes. Cotto left the ring, remember?
I must be something different then.
Yeah. I mean,
there
was an argument, and there was even a rematch offer. Google it. But
I mean, it was a big fight, so of course a rematch would be offered between names like Cotto and Canelo. But I didn't think Cotto. Maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe I thought Canelo won it. You know what I'm saying? Convincingly, I had like 8-4.
Listen, I had Canelo winning, but I always got Canelo winning except for the Laura fight. I had Canelo losing that fight. I didn't think the Cotto fight was as close, but there were people. Again, you got to remember, bro, like as you record your time here, you're going to start using, your immediate reaction shows or post-fight show Sundays to tell a story of who demanded what felt big or small, and that's all I'm going off of. You know what I mean? But let me get out to Boomeranger JD.
Motherfucker. There's a lot of things I like to move, so just try to get on my game, my boxing. I don't know why they gonna call me, but I'm a 54 pounder. But I have a brother that's at 160.
Wow. Wow, man. So much to unpack right now. Listen, man. Mike, I 100% agree with everything you fucking saying, man. Listen, when it comes to Canelo, right? Like, let's be honest. Who was Canelo's mandatory just about 2 weeks ago? We can't. Since when do a goddamn mandatory have to deserve a goddamn fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the fucking mandatory.
Bro, he wasn't the mandatory.
It's mandated.
It wasn't called, though. It wasn't called. He could have sat in that position as long as Dillian White, maybe. Or
interim
not
champion.
Dillian White. Not Dillian White. He could have sat in that position as long as Dominic Brazil. It doesn't mean nothing till it's called and they say you got, 15 or 30 days to negotiate? Come on, bro. You know that.
So they only going to call the mandatory if he's not a beast. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. That shit is retarded. Anyway, about Andrade, right? Demetrius Andrade. Please get the fuck out of here with that argument, dog. Like, the nigga, listen, man.
90
they signed up to fight. ready to fight, and this dude pulls the fuck. Listen, if somebody
so
pull that shit in Border Wars like Mario, wait. If somebody pull that shit like Mario did in Border Wars, guess what? We ain't gonna take him serious no more, right?
That's not true.
Correct.
That's not true because we got guys like Robert Ortiz who we are still accepting as long as they put collateral, like Wayne and Robert. Because when we have those situations, we account for those situations.
60 seconds.
So you're gonna tell me now we supposed to ban? No, listen.
Nah,
listen.
hold on, man.
No, Mike, hold on, Mike.
He not being genuine,
No, Mike, listen.
Not.
No, Mike, listen. I promise you, right? I'm going off the energy from the chat and the people in the chat. They want me to fight Wayne, regardless that he pulled out in Duck Frenchie, regardless that he had a last-minute fake rib injury, and they said, yo, we respect that the dude pulled out, so get collateral. Same thing for Robert Ortiz. He wants to fight. Marvin wants to fight him. Get collateral. And they got it. Like, what, we going to ban him forever? Is that what y'all saying? Andre can't fight forever. That's fucked up.
No, wait. No, I'm not saying that. Stick to that scenario, right? Who was Mario supposed to fight in that fight?
Anthony Edwards.
Okay. If I'm Anthony, don't ban. Mario's not banned. He's good. He can come back and try to fight if he wants. But if I'm Mario, fuck out of here. If I'm Anthony, you can fight somebody, but it won't be me. Goddamn it!
Goddamn,
you ain't wasting my time no more.
Okay, forever.
He gotta do something.
Question.
He gotta do something.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come
so
in.
Have the same energy with Jamal. Have the same energy with Jamal. He got to do something.
He's not showing.
Mario, what is he mandatory? What the fuck you talking about? Well, I mean, interim champion.
Mario was a voluntary, remember?
What we're saying is,
what has Andre done besides talk shit?
Got a belt.
Okay.
What has he done?
No,
he got a belt now. Hold on.
JD, you was a pro fighter. Mike, don't help him. What has Jamal?
And if you fuck up my payday,
what has Jamal Charlo done at 160 to deserve a Canelo fight?
We gotta add stipulation.
Excuse me. What has he done to deserve a Canelo negotiation before the mandation of it? Tell me.
He did more than James Kirkland, and he did more than Rocky Fielding. Next question.
That doesn't answer the question. That just shows that Canelo chose to go with guys for whatever reasons. Doesn't answer the question, but if that's your answer...
they deserved it, right?
If that's your answer, that's fine. But you know time is ticking.
I'm saying they deserve it, right? But when it comes to Charlo, is what has he done to deserve it? But Rocky Fielding deserves it.
Again, I'm asking you as a pro boxer. Don't act like you don't know boxing. It's always been like this. When you are perceived as a slight threat, and I'm not even going to say threat because Wilder not ducking Dillian White because he's a threat. He ain't fighting Dillian White because it ain't been called and it don't make sense for him. But, Mike doesn't have the same energy there. He ain't calling Wilder a duck.
Yeah, Wilder motherfucking take that franchise belt. And
Wilder already told that man, I ain't fighting you for 2 years.
Right, he told that nigga that in the fucking message.
How long it's been? How long it's been? Almost a year since he said that.
Okay, but
fuck out of here. But you ain't got the same energy there because that's your man's in them. That's your man's in them. That's your man, so you ain't got the same energy.
All his mandatory in Brazil. But if they try to elevate Wilder to a franchise champion and he not fight Dillian White, that's not acceptable to me at all. I want to see that fight.
I want to see you call him a duck. I want to see you call him a duck. The same way you protruded your lips up to call fucking Canelo a duck.
But look here.
Oh, but you could call Canelo a duck.
Because it seems like to me he is ducking. Wilder ain't duck
multiple.
I'm not. Listen.
Multiple
I won't call him a duck.
Multiple division champion. For all his nemesis, everybody the public says he won't fight. He fought. He's the duck. He's the duck. Who's all his nemesis?
Hey, final statement,
Laura.
bro. Final statement.
Listen. All his nemesis, Laura. Trout. They said, no, he won't fight Austin Trout. He a southpaw. Fought him, knocked him down. They say, nah, that ain't the real southpaw. The man in the division is Laura. Fought him. Oh, no, Cotto's the legend. Fought him. No, Gennadi's the boogeyman. Fought him. Man, stop it, bro. You disrespectful, bro. This nigga need to get punched in the face again. That's all. I can't wait for September 13th.
Hey,
bro.
real quick, final statement. I don't like. I'm not calling Canelo a duck, right? But I can say I don't like the way they've been moving for the past 5 to 6 to 7 years.
When you came on, the first thing you said when you came on was, "I agree with Mike." So you called him a duck.
Well, no. I'm not saying that, right? I'm not saying I agree with Mike about everything else, but I ain't gonna call the man a duck because he is fighting guys. But at the end of the day, dog, I don't like the way they have been moving Canelo for the past 5, 6, 7 years with the catch weight, all this old man. When are you going to unify all these belts? I think that's what Mike is saying. We want to see, unify all the belts and then move on to and go for the Kovalevs and all the rest of that shit. But they giving room for this man to keep constantly ducking guys like Charlo and Andrade.
Man,
I don't think Wilder, knowing the guy that I know, I don't think he would even let people get to this point. You know what I'm saying? I think if they try to franchise, whoa, y'all want to franchise me and y'all want to have this right as the champion in my division? He ain't done shit for that belt. You know what? Let me go ahead and take this motherfucker out. That's what I think Wilder. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we will get it. I think that we will get that Dillian White fight sooner rather than later, and I think it might be after the Fury fight because I expect him to go out there and put Fury ass down.
Unless all that happens like this, Mike. How about this hypothetical? Since that mandation for the super champion or whatever it's called, franchise champion for Canelo just happened, what if right now, when Eddie Hearn is out here publicly saying, I don't know if Wilder will fight Luis Ortiz before he fights Fury. I don't know if Miller will fight Tyson Fury before Tyson Fury fights Wilder because, they lost money on that ESPN fight and they didn't make any money from the gate. And ESPN ain't going to put that type of money into Fury again to fight a nobody. And I'm hearing maybe Wilder's going to go straight into the Fury fight and not go into Luis Ortiz. So then what happens right there? When Wilder's now signed to fight Fury and the WBC says, yo, champ, you are now franchise champion. We're going to make a little special belt for this big commemorative fight. In the meantime, so that we don't have to ruin your plans, that guy who's been talking all this shit, we're going to have to make him full champion just like we did Jamal Charlo. You think Wilder's going to say, nope, I'm canceling my fight. Fee fight phone with Fury. I'm going to take out Dillian White. Get the fuck out of here. No,
but
he ain't.
Canelo did not have a fight to cancel. So that analogy is like not even valid.
What you mean?
Canelo currently does not have a fight.
And that's exactly why it's impossible to be a duck. Jamal Charlo is in a fight, right? Jamal Charlo is in a fight. His mandatory hasn't been called. How am I ducking you? I'm free to do whatever I want. Just like Wilder ain't ducking Dillian White, is he? Or is he ducking Dillian White?
The difference between what Wilder got going on, Wilder just defending his mandatory. I don't know when the last time the WBC champion has defended a mandatory position. Maybe Canelo was mandatory towards Triple G. If that's the case, then Canelo is entitled a voluntary. But to make Jamal Charlo the full champion, that tells me that Jamal Charlo won't get a chance to be mandated for Canelo. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with that. He won't get a chance to be mandated because of this new rule. But to call Canelo the duck, he ain't do nothing.
If you out here hearing all the news and stuff, and you said I'll fight who the fans want me to fight, you know what I'm saying? I don't know many fans that really been clamoring for Callum Smith. I know Kovalev may be a little bit different because there was some buzz about him, but maybe fans are saying that they want you to fight Jamal Charlo.
Do you remember any polls or anything like that for
No,
Charlo Canelo?
No, I'll make one today. I'll put one on my Twitter page, you know what I'm saying, and see what the fans want. You know what I'm
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, honestly, like PBC, Showtime, Golden Boy, HBO, DAZN, like, no one has ever linked the two besides the fans. And when the fans link them, you usually see the entity step in and say, who do you want to see him fight next? And try to get a gauge, but there's no gauge. Look, I'll give you an example. BT Sports put on their YouTube channel, who's the best heavyweight in the world? And they gave you percentages of who their 168,000 votes determined was their champion. That's all I'm asking for. Show me the proof that he's ducking. Where is the failed negotiations? Like, where is the duck, the actual duck? That's all I'm saying.
I think people are just looking at it from a perspective that there's still damn good fights in your division. Let's say it's not Jamal Charlo. Let's say it's Gennady or even Demetrius Andre, and we all know what's the reason behind the Gennady fight not happening. So if there's still good fights in your division, then why are you trying to go up to 168 and 175 to fight somebody? Because we know, like, if it'd be great if I go up 2 weight classes and I lose, I wasn't supposed to win anyway because the guy's like naturally bigger than me and naturally stronger than me. But if I do win, oh shit, it's another little feather in my trinket. But if I'm to lose to a guy in my own division, that might make me look worse than I already, well, not already do, but made me look worse in the fans' public that I can't be the guy in my division.
So our last caller and Boomeranger said Canelo had been, I'm paraphrasing, can you help me here? Remember, he was like, the last 7 years, he's been what?
He said he don't like the way his last 7 years been he don't like the way Golden Boy been moving him in the last 7 years.
So last 7 years, you want me to go to what?
Or last 5 fights or something like that.
You want me to go to what, 2012? We in 2019.
Bro, I mean, we ain't got to do that, bro.
Oh, because you know that what? That he's wrong?
I know that Canelo has fought some good opposition coming up. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because shit. Bro, if I had a son that was in boxing, this is the type of resume I would want him to have. And win. You know?
We got a super chat from Jerry Lloyd. Charlo versus Andre is a good fight that's long overdue.
Exactly.
Nazir King comes with one. Canelo is the middleweight Keith Thurman. Alexander Wilson comes with another one. Lara/Canelo was a Showtime pay-per-view. Alexander comes right back. Canelo is probably going to fight Callum Smith and Kovalev in the next 2 fights. Also, in Charlo, the Dylan White of the middleweight.
I always do this shit.
It looks like he is in no man's land. Yeah, it seems what he got a title now, so he's not really in no man's land. King boxing pound for pound. Spanish media don't even mention Charlo. That's why Canelo don't pay any attention to him, because the Spanish media is the ones that put pressure on him. That's probably true. That's a damn good point. 1MG Mo, why were they?
But why do you think that is? Don't let's talk about that. Why do you think the Spanish media doesn't mention Charlo, Michael? Why is he not on ESPN Deportes, on their podcast on ESPN? Why is he not being talked about with Abner Mars and Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. on ESPN Deportes with Bernardo Osuna? These are hardcore boxing dudes.
But they don't speak. The Charlo speak Spanish, like because but
he don't need to speak Spanish to be talked about. Because we talk about people that don't speak English. Orlando Salido.
I mean, I don't, bro. I'm not sure why he's not on down there. I think he's a big enough player in the division to definitely be mentioned.
You don't think it has anything to do with the fact that at 60 he hasn't done anything recognizable? The biggest name at 60, people are saying he struggled with it. Not me, Jamal. People. Let's be real. That's the biggest name at 60. That was a natural 60-pounder. And Jamal, it ain't your fault. I remember now. That was what? Late-minute replacement, right? Who pulled out? Willie Monroe.
Yeah, got with the drug testing and shit.
Willie Monroe pulled out because of the drug test. So it ain't Jamal's fault, just like Anthony Joshua. But this is boxing. You got to be ready for those things.
Yeah. One more super chat from 1MG Mo. Why were they interested in the Earl fight then?
Who's they? You mean Golden Boy. And that's a silly super chat. Silly. Earl is a superstar. I mean, anytime your first pay-per-view outdoes Mayweather's, you're a superstar. Mayweather's first pay-per-view didn't do 400,000. Mayweather's first pay-per-view didn't produce 48,000 tickets sold. Let's just stop it. Let's put things into perspective.
And we got one from Joseph Rodriguez Garcia, the resident Canelo protector. Oh, so when it comes to Andre, then it's business for Charlo.
Oh,
I'm just curious. Is that a duck too? Let's keep it the same.
Bro, and that's what I'm saying. The energy got to be the same. And we always going to go for the superstars.
The nigga was signed to fight Charlo. He didn't want to fight. If Charlo was signed to fight Canelo, and Canelo was like, nah, man, you ducked out on me last time, I would have no problem with that. None whatsoever.
But, Mike, answer my question. Is this forever? How long does Andre get frozen out?
I just told you, like maybe 5 minutes ago, that if Charlo can't get the fight with Canelo, the next best fight for Charlo to have is a unification with Demetrius Andre. That's the fight that I want to see in the middleweight division right now. If he can't fight, Canelo.
So you're saying now that Canelo's moving up, allegedly,
yes,
Charlo should focus his attention on Andre.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. One more from JD. Canelo weight gave him a reason to duck Charlo at 154.
Not really, not really, because he still fought a 54-pounder. He came back down from that Canelo weight to 54 to fight Liam.
Yeah, he followed him at 154. Champion.
So that's wrong. But call us. Huh?
I wish he would have unified at 154.
Yeah, I mean, you could either unify at 54 or fight Cotto before he retires, And then once you move to 60.
And you think that the Cotto who was finna retire, Charlo couldn't beat him?
Well, Cotto didn't retire that day.
I know, but it was like
no, bro, I'm not saying he couldn't beat him. I said that Cotto arguably won the fight. It was a good Cotto that day. We could do film study, baby. Let's do film study. Mastermind, Joseph.
Yo, first of all, Ness, I finally got my new headset in. How do I sound, by the way?
Way better, like never before.
You sound like motherfucking top flight security of the world. Yeah. Go protect somebody right now.
I know the Bud Protector ain't talking. Mike, that's nothing. I'm disappointed you. I've been rocking with TV since you came on, and I ain't never called Bud a duck. But you gonna pull this on me?
You can't call Bud a duck. How can you call Bud a duck?
So re-signing with Top Rank when the duck moves?
Hell no, about your bag, baby.
Oh,
get that bag.
So Andre can't go get the bag. Andre can't go get the bag. Andre can't go get the bag with Rock Nation. That's what he did.
Exactly.
What you mean? You saying because he fucked him over.
Nigga, y'all trying to do little quick shit. It's not like nigga Bud had a fight signed with Earl and told Earl, nah, nigga, I got a bag over here. I'm not gonna get that bag. I ain't fighting you no more. It ain't nothing, nigga. That didn't happen.
Real quick.
That happened.
Hold up.
Andre.
And Mike, you said you wish Canelo would have unified at 154. He was. He had the WBA, WBC. I think the ring when Mayweather took those. He was unified.
Who?
Canelo. He did unify at 154.
Oh, so the reason that Charlo got the belt from the WBC belt is because Canelo let it go?
No. Canelo lost that belt to Floyd. Floyd let it go.
Okay, gotcha.
So wait, see, so did Floyd duck Charlo too? He was around back then?
Hell, nigga, Floyd did all them young motherfucking black fighters. All the young black fighters niggas Floyd didn't want to fight.
Look, here's what. Look, and that's the thing too. These guys are young, and my whole argument is Canelo's not gonna permanently leave 160. I think 168 is pushing. 175 is just crazy. He's not going to sit there. So he'll be back at 60. This fight's going to happen. What Charlo needs to do if he wants that fight is go pick off.
You don't know that, though. You don't know that. Canelo, like, that's another thing that we got to think about or at least consider, right? Like, let me see here.
David Benavidez, 168.
He's been fighting he's been fighting at 160 since 2017. Maybe he just can't make it no more. I mean, we hear Jacobs can't make it no more, and he's a big boy. Yes, Jacobs started at 60, but look how big Canelo is. Canelo's been able to move up to 68, and that's based off his frame. Like, maybe he can't make it no more. And again, if you moving up to fight if you moving up to fight Callum Smith, and then after that, Kovalev, you ain't ducking to me, bro. That's big moves, man. Them big moves. And you ain't coming back down. If you came back down and then turned around and fought, I don't even know who he could fight. Like, there's no one out there that he would come back down for if it ain't Andre.
If he's able to get his title back, will probably be a big fight at West State for him if he's able to get his title back. Also, Zotto Ramirez might be a big fight, a Mexican fight for him. You know what I'm saying? We all know how the Mexican people like to support each other. So I think those are two potential fight for him at 175 or 168 if he decides to stay there. But I think he might try to suck Zotto down to 168 because I think Zotto might be a little bit too much for him at 175 if he's comfortable with making the weight. Kovalev, man, I don't know if Kovalev is washed, but I definitely think his better days are behind him. Callum Smith, I just think he's too young, man, a little bit too green right now, you know what I'm saying? George Groves was having some success against him, so I think Canelo will probably, I don't want to say stop him, but goddamn it, I think Canelo might stop him.
Stop who? Callum?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't even...
Too tall,
Callum
man.
got a good win, man. He got that good win, but I still don't know how good he is.
Yeah, and let's be honest now. The win he got against George Groves is a damn good win. You know what I'm saying? Will go down as probably one of his biggest wins, but George Groves was coming out off a fucked up ass shoulder, my nigga. He was they kept on pushing the fight back because his shoulder was so fucked up, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like Calvin beat 100% George Groves. And to be honest, I don't know what percentage George Groves was going into that fight because his shoulder was fucked up. But Callum Smith got the victory, you know what I'm saying? So much respect to him. What we got on the line next?
Oh, man, a shitload of people. Make sure no boomerangs here. Let me see.
Told you this. Yeah. I'm glad we didn't do that Fury shit.
We got, I think this is Rod in 870.
Dallas Cowboys, what's going on?
What up, man? Hey, two things can be true right now. Two things can be true. Canelo can have a great resume, and he could be ducking Charlo. And the reason I say that is because we all agree Charlo has been a great fighter. He's fought some great people at 154, and he's on his way at 160. And we know it's true that Triple G didn't want to fight him.
Hold on, champ. Hold on, because you wilding right now. Your tongue is just spitting blasphemy left and right. So is Floyd Mayweather a great fighter? Is Floyd Mayweather a great fighter? Is Miguel Cotto a great fighter?
Absolutely.
Is Triple G a great fighter?
That's what I said. Both can be true, Ness. I said both can be true.
I'm just asking you a question. I'm not done with my question. I'm not done with my question.
My man get his call out.
I'm not done with my question. Are those men that I just mentioned great fighters?
Absolutely.
And are you saying that Austin Trout and Julian Williams are also great fighters on the same level? Because that's what you just try to fucking brush under the rug. You thought I was going to let you slide with that.
No, he did not try to do that.
Yes, he did. He said both men. He said his specific words. His specific words were Charlo has faced some great fighters at 54. He said specifically Charlo has faced great fighters at 54. Who the fuck is great? Because Julian Williams still got to keep fighting before he can be called great.
So if you're going to jump on one word, Ness, because I said he fought great fighters, to me, I was trying to say that he is a great fighter. He's a great fighter at 54. You've been saying all morning he hadn't done shit at 160, which I agree with because he hadn't been able to fight anybody. But at 154, he was a great fighter. Now you answer this question for me. Now Errol Spence is challenged with fighting Crawford. Let's say if Errol Spence move up to 154 and Crawford follow him up to 154, and then he say, "Oh, I'm moving up to 168" without fighting Crawford, and Crawford don't have a great name on his resume. Errol Spence, as much as I love Errol Spence, and I live here in Fort Worth, Dallas Fort Worth, and everybody love him, he's not a duck. Because he's fighting great fighters like Sean Porter and Keith Thurman.
Yep, he ain't no duck.
He's fucking ducking that one guy.
No, he won't
he's
be.
He's ducking that one guy. That's the case here. That's the case here.
No,
Canelo
he won't be.
is
Let me
fucking ducking
explain.
Charlo.
Let me explain why he won't be. Because I'm you see, my energy's always the same, and thank God this shit is on podcast,
Your
so it's
energy
recorded.
ain't never the fucking
Listen,
same, my nigga.
you can't just sit around. You can't just sit around and be doing nothing. Like you saying he chased Canelo up. So why he ain't fighting nobody? So you want him to do what Kell Brook is doing? Because that's why I'm disgusted with Kell Brook.
What do you not understand?
That's why I'm disgusted with Kell Brook, because Kell Brook chases Khan and doesn't do anything.
Mandated for him.
What has Kell Brook done?
I don't want to fight
What
you,
has Kell
nigga.
Brook done? What has Kell Brook done? He continues to talk about Khan. Oh, I want the Khan fight. I want the Khan. Meanwhile, Khan gets in there, gets knocked out by real opponents. But Kell Brook just fights the Rabchenkos and waits for Khan to say, yeah. No, Jamal can't do that. Jamal got to get out there and fight the other 160s to force the fight.
Why didn't they fight when both guys was at Golden Boy? When both guys was at Golden Boy and Canelo fighting these other guys, the fans didn't know Charlo, but Golden Boy knew Charlo was a great fighter.
Be specific.
Why didn't he fight him?
Be specific when you say both guys was at Golden Boy. Please tell me who you're talking about. And just so you don't even waste your time, know that Jamal was never with Golden Boy.
So he was never with Golden Boy. He was never promoted by Golden Boy.
Jamal was never with Golden Boy. Jamal was never with Golden Boy, but it doesn't matter. Their affiliation could have gave him an opportunity. So you tell me when exactly in your mind you thought Jamal or Jermall was with Golden Boy and Canelo ducked him, please.
When Richard Schaefer was promoting their fights, I just assumed that I was at Golden Boy. But you're right.
No, it's fine. What I'm saying, listen to me, Rod.
You're right.
No. But listen to me. But listen to me. What I'm saying is that's fine. That's just a little technicality because they were still working with each other. I just want you to give me the year when you thought all this took place.
The year, I don't know the year, but I know both fighters were at 154 at the time.
But that's a huge.
We're fighting at
that's very. Listen, that's very important. That's very important because at that time, when they were both 54 pounders, one guy probably wasn't even in that conversation yet. It depends on what year you're talking about. That's why I'm asking you.
I'm just saying, this is the last. I know you got to cut me off, Ness. This is the last thing I want to answer before I get off.
I've given you a ton of time.
So you mean to tell me, you mean to tell me, through all this time that Charlo has been good, the last, let's say, 4 or 5 years, Canelo haven't had the opportunity to fight him. That's my problem. Is we're sitting here acting like Canelo
I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me when he should have fought him.
To me, he should have fought him when he fought Kirkland because I knew Charlo at that time, and guys get on my radar when they become contenders.
I bet you Mike does a better job than that.
I'm not like you, Ness, because, Ness, you would know fighters when they're amateurs and all that. I agree with you. I'm not a hardcore like that, but I knew Charlo at the time. And Mike is right. At the time, I wasn't saying, like, ooh, I need this Charlo-Canelo fight. But when you start to fall in love with the game and then you go back and look at the game and you like, wow, okay, Canelo could have, he had Charlo available when he fought, Kirkland. Okay, cool. Then he go up and he fight Liam Smith. And you're saying, what is Charlo doing at 160? But what fucking weight class is Canelo? I don't know.
Yo,
so to me, he should just be fighting the best fighter.
I got to cut you.
I don't know what
weight
weight
class. And it's nothing
class
personal. I got to cut you and it's nothing personal, but you guys just don't remember enough about boxing, right? Like, look, y'all said, oh, when he fought Kirkland, Do you know who was hot when he fought Kirkland? Mike, help me out here. Am I right or wrong on this? Wasn't Kirkland the replacement for Paul Williams?
I have no idea, bro. I just know that.
I want to say that Paul Williams' Canelo fight was signed, okay? And unfortunately, Paul Williams had the motorcycle accident, and I believe James Kirkland was the fill-in. I could be wrong, but I feel strongly about that. So I know you will do a better job of telling me when was the right time.
Right now. Right now. Ain't no better time than the motherfucking present. Right now. Let's go. Let's get it. I got my name up. You Canelo, you the money, you cash cow, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? We're cool. I'm a nobody. I ain't fought nobody. Come on down and fight me then. It's easy, man. Easy work for you, right? You been in there with Floyd. You been in there with Cotto. You been in there with Shane Mosley. You been in there with Triple G. I'm just Jamal Charlo. Little old Jamal. Come fight me, please. Exactly.
Just don't make sense. Just doesn't make sense. If you're not being mandated, what? Because remember how his contract works, right?
Is he mandated to fight fucking Sergey Kovalev?
No, but it's a bigger money fight, right? Right or wrong? Because remember how his contract works. The bigger the fight, the more they give him. He can make up to, remember? So those fights, they're not just going to give him, think about it. Are they going to give him the same type of check they're going to give him for Kovalev if he fights a Liam Smith?
Yes. His money is averaged out. I believe every fight Canelo's get $32 or $36 million per fight. 10-fight deal or 5, whatever's going on. But every fight is the same. But they want to maximize revenue by having big fights and bringing more viewers in. So I would agree that Kovalev probably would bring more viewers in than Charlo. But Canelo's money is going to be the same regardless. He made like 72 and a half a year. 2 fights a year, big dog. His money ain't gonna change, you know what I'm saying?
I think it changes, just like Floyd's deal. Depending on the fight, you get more. I'm gonna Google it, go to a call. We got Anthony Edwards, Cincinnati. Talk to me.
What's going on, Queen City Cobra?
What's up? Man, let me get out the office and talk this shit because I'm kind of mad about it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad somebody called in, you know what I'm saying? Have my back this morning.
You know me and Mike, we butt heads on that bullshit, but I gotta wholeheartedly, completely, and unequivocally agree with everything that you just said. And every other caller that argued against Canelo, I have to unequivocally agree with everything they said. A duck is a duck is a duck, no matter what the stipulations is. I had 2 motherfuckers duck me. So I look at it like, oh, Mario ducked me, he ain't pop up. Fuck that dude. He an Andre to me, but without the credentials. You know what I'm saying?
So hold on. Are you saying that you would never fight Mario again? If we could do like we're doing
he serves no purpose.
Hold on. Just if we can do the same thing. Now keep your energy the same, motherfucker, because if I use y'all excuses, what y'all gonna say? Y'all gonna call me a duck? Remember, if y'all telling me, no. Listen. Y'all telling me to fight Wayne if he puts collateral. Y'all telling Marvin fight Ortiz if he puts collateral. So now you saying you won't fight Mario if he puts collateral?
Listen.
Oh, okay. Quack.
Did my man get his call off? What?
Listen to me. I wasn't the one that said that. Listen to me. I wasn't the one that said that you needed to fight Wayne. I never said you. I said, oh yeah, go ahead to fight them both, but. Last minute motherfucker pull out. Fuck it, on to the next. I mean, if you want to, you can. To me, that's up to you. But you ain't got to do that shit. Same thing with.
So you just saying? So you saying Mario and Andre are forever never get a fight? They don't deserve it.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I'm just saying you ain't got to. Like if it was me, I mean, for instance, I wouldn't. Like same thing with El Loco Jose bitch ass. Like. He talk all that trash. He's more of an Andre than anybody. He'll show up, he'll fight, but when it comes to somebody tough, oh, I'm the champ. He a bitch. Like, same thing, like, in that situation, to me, Andre was a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the bag. You know, motherfucker, you gonna, you know what I'm saying?
So only
in this
certain people
instance,
could go get the
Canelo-
bag. You know what I mean? Andre can't go get the bag.
Nah. 500,000 ain't no fucking bag. You know what I'm saying? If it's a Rock Nation deal, ain't no fucking bag. Now, if Dazn came to this motherfucker and said,
Bruh,
"Here go
hold on. You're gonna try and discredit that $500,000 Rock Nation deal at the time when they first came into this game. They offering everybody money and they did have a name. You're gonna say that was wrong of Andre, who was also with the two smallest promoters in the world.
First of all, why the fuck you got two promoters? And then you're gonna take $500,000. Think of the bigger picture. Think of the bigger picture. You really gonna do all that for $500,000 when it's millions to be made? Now he got a Dazn deal. Now he got some cash. In the case of Canelo, like the people have been talking about this is not something.
Y'all terrible, man. Y'all terrible. I wish y'all all unite like this for good causes, man. Let's stop, global warming and shit like that, man.
And honestly, bro, I don't think that the people are calling in and being disrespectful towards Canelo or even being mean towards.
The energy's different.
I just think we just want to see these two guys fight, two guys that we deem the best in the division.
And those two guys are given the opportunity to duck Andre because he chose to get money, and that's all right. Andre's got to wait because now both Charlos need to worry about Canelo.
Nah, man, it's the fact that Andre had never mind, I ain't gonna go to skin.
Yeah, man, I know. Andre had a contract.
It's all good,
He's banned
bro.
forever.
We see what kind of boxing fan you are, and we see what kind of boxing fan that we need.
Let's go to Ringer. Nazir King, talk to me.
Nazir with that heat for his ass. You know what? I'm gonna be quiet this car. He's coming from your ass.
Yo, Nesta, I have a question.
What up?
So when Keith Thurman was in the same position, 2015, wasn't Charlo where they at right now? Wasn't he the mandatory for Floyd's WBA Super?
Yeah.
Okay, then what's the difference with this situation? Then? I don't get it. Because Keith, your boy, I don't get it.
I don't understand. Can you make the correlation between the two?
Okay, because remember
because
he was,
I do recall what you're not telling the public is Floyd was elevated.
He fought
right.
Yeah, he fought Berto. Yeah, super. Yeah.
He was elevated, and so was Keith, and Keith went about his business.
Yeah,
Floyd went about his business.
Remember how Floyd? That's when the rumor started. Oh, hey, you ducking Spence. Remember? That's when it actually started.
You mean when Thurman was saying Floyd is ducking me.
He's ducking me, yeah.
And then Floyd did an interview and said, "You ducking Earl Spence."
Exactly, yeah. That's exactly the same situation we're in right now. They're like, "Oh, hey, now you look at your record, bro. Come on, bro. Charles should be able to fight Canelo, but then it's all this.
But you asked me the difference, right? You asked me what's the difference in that situation and this one. The difference is you said
same thing.
No, it's not.
A duck is a duck.
No, it's not. The difference is Floyd chose to fight Berto, a washed-up dude. He told the world his options were Kareem Mayfield and Berto. That's not what Canelo's doing. Canelo's choosing two full champions.
What is Kovalev?
A full champion, a three-time champion.
Bro. Yo, Mike, you're 100% right today, bro. I'm with you, bro.
Oh, all right.
That's it.
Hey, Nas.
What's
how
that?
many other champions beat Kovalev? At 175, who else beats him?
Ward.
Ward's retired. Who's actively at 175 beats him?
No, he's saying
2 fights ago,
the champions right now.
I'm gonna just talk to Mike, man.
Bevo.
Mike, you do a better job at defending your case than these fucking guys.
Maybe Bevo probably beats him right now. Maybe.
No, you're saying probably. You're saying probably. I said who beats him. You're saying probably. I need to know who you think you're gonna pick against Kovalev.
Bevo.
Okay, and who else?
I won't pick. Better Beef, but I will pick Yard.
No, but we're talking champions because we want to make it easy.
Who's other champions though?
Huh?
Bevo,
Godcheck, and Better Beef. And
only one person beats him. One person.
Oh, only one. Okay.
Yeah.
So this caller is trying to insinuate. He says, "What is Kovalev? Come on, man. What is Kovalev, man? Come on." Like he's a bum. Like he's washed up. Meanwhile, the rest of the division can't beat him, or the rest of the champions.
I mean, look at it.
The rest of the champions.
I wouldn't. Y'all know how I feel about Govchik. I'm not. Never been that impressed by him. And better be doesn't have a chin, so he'll get knocked out easy. You know what I'm saying? So. Bivol probably the only guy that beat him, but that's not saying that Kovalev was like the world beater or a killer. You know what I'm saying? Because I think guys moving up could possibly beat him. You know what I'm saying? Right now,
that's cool, but we still talking about a dude that started his career at 140, about to challenge a champion that you think only one other champion in the division will beat him. He's moving up 35 pounds his weight, natural weight, to face a champion that you only think one other guy would beat him.
In his division. Now, at 168, I think Planet beat him. I think Benavidez beat him.
Whoa. Slow down. Plant beats who?
Kovalev.
Oh, you think guys moving up will beat him?
Yeah. But Kovalev is cool. He good, but I think he just passed his prime. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you said months ago. And I kind of like, you know what I'm saying, was adverse to it, but he's past his prime, and Canelo sees him as somebody good for the picking right now. And that's just as simple as it is.
Definitely strategic, but still dangerous. Still dangerous. If you or the callers would have told me, nah, man, Sergey's the weakest champion at 75, then I'm cool with that. Then it's like, yeah, he cherry picking. But when you telling me that only one out of the other 4 or 3 can beat him, no. That is not a cherry pick. In my eyes, because I always got my promoter hat, my manager hat, that actually looking at the division, maybe he should have went for Better Beef, but that's the thing. Better Beef don't got the name of Kovalev. And that's what I got to see. He going with the more dangerous opponent because to me, Better Beef is probably more vulnerable. He's less experienced and always goes down. And he just keeps fighting nobodies. Like, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to get the experience. He's fighting dudes that ain't going to give him experience. But listen, I'm going to drive by. I got to go to do some things. You know that. So we're going on drive by. You're getting 30 seconds. Get your shit in order because that's how it's going down.
Drive by!
H-Money.
Hey, yo, tomorrow night, everybody tune in. Demetrius Andrade. He's the most talented middleweight in the world. And Mike, keep that same energy with Demetrius Andrade, bro. I'm telling you, Charlo is the duck and the clout chaser. We got the belts on the zone. We got the biggest money. Charlo, stop fighting Uber drivers. Tomorrow night, the best middleweight gonna fight. Demetrius Andrade, bro. Stop running, Charlo. Stop hiding, bro. Let's go.
Cut it.
You know what, boy? I was about to be real disrespectful. You know what? My H-Money, man, you my nigga. I ain't gonna go there.
Rule in the 504. Drive by!
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Charlo just threw out the first pitch in a Houston Astros game in his hometown. I guarantee you no one in that stadium knew who he was. He doesn't do anything business-wise good for Canelo right now. Smith just won a tournament, has the UK behind him. Alvarez has done pay-per-views. Wilder said on this podcast, it's all about business when Fury signed with ESPN. It's just business. It's nothing personal, Charlo.
Thank you, level-headed boxing fan.
Like I know, you should lie low. Killer, I used to get it in Ohio.
Drive by!
Hey, call it back to me, bro, please.
Matt, talk to me.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Real quick. I think it was like Rod that had said it in his own call. He admitted he's like, Canelo should have fought Charlo when he fought Kirkland. But then at the time he said, I didn't know who he was at the time. He had to go back and look. Didn't nobody know who Charlo was because then nobody cared who Charlo was. The two opportunities he could have fought Charlo was maybe when he fought Khan or Smith because he wasn't fighting at 160 yet. So now that people like him finally admitting it, they didn't know who he was because then nobody cared who he was. That's my call.
Yo, and
Y'all tripping. I know when I first started watching boxing. That's why I still got the same fighters that I'm in love with today. Charlo, Eubank, Bud, and Wilder. Those are guys that I came in to boxing with. So
Mike,
I know who
that's
Charlo
the
was back in
thing.
2016.
That's the year you started. That's what we saying. That's the first year. So yeah, it's easy for you to know someone that's starting to get hot. Remember, 2016 is when Charlo had his 2 biggest fights.
I thought he had his belt in 2015 though, right?
Yeah, but that's versus Bundridge. It's what I'm telling you, right? Just walk with me, right? 2016, you're Canelo, all right? You're Canelo, just like Wilder, okay? You fight Jamal, non-pay-per-view, or do you fight Khan and do 600,000? Bruh, even Floyd had the Stevie Forbes and the names on his resume. Like, you got to give a bone and take a bone in this business. They taking punishment. And when you a pay-per-view fighter, you got to capitalize. Look, we seen it. You even yourself said, nah, yo, Earl should be on pay-per-view if he's so good. And
yeah.
And they wasn't thinking about that. You don't know how many of you were out there saying the same thing that influenced this. But everyone doesn't do back to back. Even Canelo takes a break. You got to take a break from them pay-per-views. But when you can do them, you got to take them. You got to take
Earl,
them.
the only reason I said that, you just got to see how much of that residual effect you're going to have from the Mikey Garcia pay-per-view. Like, if Earl's able to do 300,000 with Sean Porter, we got a problem on our fucking hands. I'm telling you that right now. He is clear A-side material against Crawford and can't even debate it no more.
It's hilarious that Mike only thinks if he does another 300,000, that's when he becomes the A-side.
Yeah, man, name, bro. Like Mike Garcia, for some reason people love him and they love to buy stuff and tune into him.
I just don't understand. How don't you, like, why are you so unfair in that argument?
Bro, I thought you said you got things to do, right? Carlos, go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, how don't you discredit Crawford for the 2 failing pay-per-views?
I thought we got Carlos, don't we?
I mean, you chose to bring him up. I never asked you that question.
But you asked me a question. I don't got them time.
No, I don't.
How do I not discredit for Crawford not doing 2 fair pay-per-views?
Yeah.
Easy.
How?
The name recognition, man. The first pay-per-view that he did was with a guy from Eastern European that nobody knew, Victor Postal, that Bob Arum has admittedly said this, that he didn't want to put that fight on pay-per-view, but he had to because he felt like the budget wasn't there from the network. So he had to do what he had to do. And Amir Khan, come on, bro. I was on the era when this fight was made. This fight should not be a pay-per-view fight. This is not a pay-per-view fight. It's not. But they did, and they fucked up, and now we got to live with the residual from that.
Who's more popular, Liam Smith or Amir Khan?
I think you can't do that. Can't do that, Ness. Can't do that.
Okay, who's more popular?
No.
Who's more popular, Victor Postal or?
Because you already kicked yourself.
What?
Amir Khan has fought Canelo.
Yeah.
Will Smith has fought Canelo.
Yeah.
Who did better?
Khan.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what you saying? That's why they chose Khan as Crawford's next pay-per-view.
I know, but Crawford's not Canelo. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's
like a no-brainer, though.
So then he is the B-side. Because you said the first one, it was because of the name, right? You said that. Said, Nah, even Bob didn't want to do this. So then Bob finally got it. He was like, you know what? Amir Khan, he has a name, and he's done pay-per-view. So now you're still saying it's not Crawford's fault when you just said, because you said Crawford's not
was
Canelo.
Knocked out by Canelo, knocked out by Danny Garcia, and most people thought that Crawford's a better boxer than Danny Garcia. He was going to get Amir Khan up out of there, and they did not want to buy that fight. So I can't be mad at people for them knowing what's going to happen.
I get it. It's Bob's fault. Bob chose Khan now.
I believe it's Bob's fault for putting it on pay-per-view, yes. I don't believe it's Bob's fault for choosing Khan.
But Mike, you understand he was trying to help him establish A side.
You can't, bro. Bob should have called me then.
Oh, so you think that there's a way that Crawford could steal A side status without pay-per-view?
No. What I'm saying was, if he thought that with Amir Khan, he should call me, and I would have, you know what I'm saying, sat down with him, smoked some weed with him, and told him, like, bro, that ain't the route to go.
So you would have just told him to send more offers to Danny, because who was
I would have
available?
told him to send Danny another offer.
Yeah, but Danny was busy with Granado, so who was available?
And if I can finish my statement, and I would told him that the Khan fight should be on regular ESPN to draw in more casual fans. We seen that Crawford did 3.2 million against Benavidez, or 2.7 against Benavidez. So with the name of Amir Khan, you can possibly capitalize on that. But by putting it on pay-per-view, you're gonna be doing yourself a disservice.
Mike, you do know you just said all that, but again, so when you said that, I said, so you're saying that he could raise himself to A-side status with non-pay-per-view fights, and then you said no. So then you just repeated everything again, so I don't even know how, like, so what didn't you hear?
I didn't hear that he can raise himself to pay-per-view fights.
Oh, so you do believe he can, like, if he just fights the right names on regular ESPN, he could steal the A-side status from Earl Spence?
I'm not saying it's still A-side status, but what I do believe is 50-50 status. Yes, he possibly can. If you're able to show and prove that when you fight, people are tuning in, not buying your fight on pay-per-view, but they're tuning in. You have a big audience, and people are like, I don't know why I say this all the time, but that's the fight people are always talking about, Earl and Terrence. So if you're able to put yourself on that plateau, then yes, you can possibly get 50-50. But right now, if Earl's able to do a successful pay-per-view with Sean Porter, then the fight is no longer 50-50.
It's funny to me how you like try to discredit the Earl fight and give that credit to Mikey.
How am I discrediting Earl?
Because you're saying that Earl has to do successful on this pay-per-view in order to get A-side status.
Just to see what kind of residual effect he has from that, bro. It's not. I'm saying we all know that Sean Porter is not a bigger name as Mikey Garcia, right or wrong?
No, he's not.
All right, so what I'm saying is, big name Earl Spence, big name Mikey Garcia. Those two guys are going to do a successful pay-per-view. Now, if Earl has the ability to do anywhere near that, then we know that Earl was that draw and it was not Mikey Garcia.
But I don't understand, why are we even, again, with your logic, why are we waiting to gauge the numbers that you don't deem worthy? Because because you yourself are saying that Crawford, who did a secondary pay-per-view with a bigger name, it was unsuccessful because the person was knocked out. So you don't really gauge that because that was the wrong move. So then why would you gauge Earl knowing that Porter is the wrong move?
It's not the wrong move. It's the right move.
Earl himself said it's the wrong move. Earl said he doesn't draw. You yourself said people don't know Porter. So, I mean,
I did not say that, bro.
You just asked me.
I did not say people don't know Porter. I said,
all right,
who is
you asked me who's more
Mikey Garcia,
famous.
Sean Porter.
Yes.
I did not say people that don't know.
You're right. But we established who is.
Yes.
All right.
Now, if Earl's able to do a successful pay-per-view with Sean Porter and more people don't know him, then that's good for Earl.
But what I'm saying is, if it doesn't do well, it doesn't matter. Because like you are saying, it doesn't matter for Khan and Crawford because it was the wrong opponent. That's what you're saying.
I can see that too.
All right.
Cool.
NO, talk to me.
Man, what's good, bro? Look, check this out, man. This the problem I have with the Kovalev fight. Kovalev used to be a gangster back in the G. He killed the motherfucker in the ring. He was savage. He was cold-hearted. Now, it's like this nigga, he a technical boxer now, and that's cool. That's cool if you came in a game like that, dog. But when I see a killer turn boxer, bro, it's like, the hourglass on for me, man. It's the hourglass on, bro. You almost about to be out of here.
That don't make any sense, bro. He came back from a knockout. Because he came back from a knockout. He came back from a knockout and got his belt back, and you're criticizing how he got it back because he was intelligent enough to learn how to box late in his career? Man, you wow.
That's not what I'm saying, though. That's a warning sign, bro. He can't get in the trenches no more. He not, all right, tell me this. Can he outbox Canelo and win that fucking fight? Answer that for me, dog.
I don't know. Southside Deucey, talk to me.
Drive by.
Southside. Una vez, dos veces, Southside Deucey, NL Boomerang.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Like I was saying, that's. Go ahead, through it come back to me.
Go ahead, Jay Will.
Yeah, man. Real quick, man. I think everybody's just tired of the fuckery that Canelo did. I'm gonna run down the long list of fuckery. He got watched by Mayweather. Still got a gifted card to him on that one. He lost to Laura. He popped dirty a couple of fights ago. Ain't nobody said nothing about him just popping dirty a couple of fights ago. But then his trademark win against Triple G. I mean, you really can't be mad if you give it to Canelo or if it's a draw or if you give it to Triple G. And that first fight, majority of people think he lost. So you're going to make him a franchise WBC fighter when he got all that fuckery on his list. So it's just at some point in time now, he's the cash cow. So you can't really be mad at him not fighting Charlo because you can't be mad at Mayweather not fighting Keith Thurman. But the only person he had fought was Bundu at the time. He ain't never been on pay-per-view. So it's a kind of a fluid situation, but I think your real fans in boxing is just tired of all this fucking falling for Canelo. That's all.
NL, talk to me.
I agree with everything the lad caller just said, bro. He hit that shit right on the fucking head, bro. It's too many tight fucking fights, man.
Bruh,
like the people
if he hit it on the head, then you agree with me. He said you can't get mad at Canelo like you can't get mad at Floyd for ducking Thurman when he only fought Bundu. And right now, Charlo has only fought Korobov.
All right, but look, check this out. All you gotta do is win 4 rounds against Floyd to get a rematch, dog. This nigga was in controversial decisions and never gave none of them dudes a rematch except for Triple G. You dig? Like, man, what a Larry rematch was that? You know what I'm saying? With an Austin Trout. You know what I'm saying? What all the questionable decisions?
Bruh,
what a
Austin
rematch
Trout was
that?
questionable
He was
to you?
them.
Austin Trout was questionable to you, bro? We're going to have to do a whole nother show on this. Y'all wildin'. Southside Deucey, one more time for my family. Talk to me.
What's going on, Southside? Talk to your boy.
Going once. Going twice.
2 times, 3 times. See you later.
Southside is out this bitch. I'm your host, Nesta Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. If you enjoyed the debate between me and my co-host, Michael Gross.
Hey, he said debate, nigga. I slaughtered your ass today, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
You fucking wildin'.
Like honored,
you
nigga. Wildin'. Pastor and shit.
You wildin'. You heard what the last caller said. You can't get mad at him like you can't get mad at motherfucking Floyd. Like, you ain't known, bruh. You ain't done nothing. Know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Tevin Farmer ducking Jonah Carl. Man, get out of here, bruh. Southside Deucey, talk to me.
Hey, yo, what's the deal, Les? What's the deal, Mike?
What's going on,
Hey, yo, look, I know somebody called up here, man, with some ill-placed energy for Mike, my nigga, screaming about keep the same. Sucker, you keep the same energy. You called me out. You was popping that big boy shit in the chat. You told me to sign up. You said you was going to fight me. Now your little bitch ass ducking. H-Money, sign up to Border Wars and fight Southside Deucey. Other than that, don't call this show talking about nobody keep the same energy. You keep the same energy, scrub. That's my call.
They on here.
I was going to get to, but I figured Southside to call in for me, so I ain't had to say
that's
shit
what you was going to do? You was going to...
I was, but
you said, yo, I remember you said something like, yo, I was going to say this, but I ain't going to do it. I heard you say that.
H-Money, my guy, you know what I'm saying? And I fuck with Southside,
that's my promoter, champ, man. He the best promoter on Border Wars, man. Look, y'all got to understand. He found his calling. Yeah. Eddie Hearn had 3 amateur fights. He did. 3 amateur fights, and that was it.
I think all they saying is they want H-Money to have 1.
But See, Eddie had to have them fights to
I'm
find
just
his
fucking with you,
calling.
man. I'm fucking with you,
H
Doc.
found this calling. He found this calling without getting into the ring, bro. Like, we knew what he was good at, and he taking advantage of that. I'm your host, Nesta Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. Yo, what's up with Javi? He all right?
Yeah. Javi started working during the daytime now.
Oh.
Yeah, big ups to TMG, H Money, Southside, Deuce, Jimmy, everybody in the money.
Damn, they on him. They said clout chasers. Oh.
Yeah, man. That's double good.
Yo, I mean, we're going to have to do a Border War show Saturday, though, for real.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man. Follow me on IG at Gross1911 or on Twitter at Gross2312. Hopefully, we can get the fights that we want as fans. You know what I'm saying? I know people saying that Jamal don't deserve it, ain't done none of that. But at the end of the day, I just want to see who we perceive the best or who we think is the best fight the other best and let these guys get it on. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is one of those sports where you let shit marinate too long or let shit try to build too long, you never get what you want. But yeah, man, follow me on IG, Gross1911, Twitter, and Conflicting Ignorance on YouTube. Expect some more stuff from us tonight and later on this weekend. So, yes, sir.
Peace.